I wasn't holding you up.
No.
This is a great night for us, though, to be up here, huh?
Clear, yeah, totally.
Not so cold.
That tank is 12 feet deep, like straight out. We only use 1 foot of water. That's all they would use. Most of the stuff is just helicoptered in or, fixed wing and drop. Okay, Rach, you can close the door behind you?
Yeah.
Has anybody been on this tour before? Two guys. So you're going to hear some repeat stuff. I always ask people if they've been to Europe or they've been to places in the United States and seen a cathedral, like a Gothic cathedral or a modern cathedral. And they're pretty incredible edifices. They're monuments to religion, monuments to God. You're standing in a monument to science right now. This is a cathedral. The fundamental discoveries that were made in here told us what we know today about the universe. Without what was done in here, we would have no clue about the size of our universe, the age of it, and where we fit into the universe. All that work was done in here, and a lot of it was done by a guy named Edwin Hubble and his assistant, a guy named Milton Humason. This was built and completed in 1917. And Hubble came here in 1919 as a PhD. He just got his PhD and he started working. So he had the advantage of having the largest telescope in the world. There was a guy in Flagstaff, Arizona, who also had a telescope, but much smaller. And he saw that all these faint fuzzy things that we know now are galaxies are moving away from us. But his telescope was so small he couldn't tell how far away they were. He just knew they were moving away because he had a special device to measure it called a spectroscope. Well, Edwin Hubble was luckier. He not only could tell that they were moving away because we have a spectroscope here too, but because he had the largest telescope in the world, he could actually measure how far away they were by looking at a particular kind of star in those galaxies that the other guy couldn't see. So he put it all together. And what he realized was the further away things are from us, the faster they're moving away, like an explosion. And he charted a little graph, and he saw that relationship. And it's like, is everything moving away from us, or is everything moving away from everything? Actually, everything is moving away from everything else. It's like raisin bread. If you take raisin bread dough, and you have little raisins in it, you put it in an oven, and it starts expanding. All those little raisins are moving away from each other because the dough between them is moving away, it's expanding. So no matter which raisin you're on, if you look at another raisin, it's also moving away from you. So there is no center to the explosion called the Big Bang. There is no center to the universe. The center of the universe is everywhere. That was discovered here. Wrap your head around that.
Wow.
It's a factor called time, and that plays into the equation. Einstein, now I can tell you why he came here in 31. He had a great, famous theory called the general theory of relativity. And it's still valid today. Nobody's been able to prove it wrong. His equations told him that the universe was expanding. And he looked at it and he said, wow, that's what it's saying. The universe is expanding, but nobody knew at the time because this was like 1914 or 1915. And so he said to himself, he scratched his head and said, well, no, look at the universe. Everything is stationary. Nothing's moving. So he put a little fudge factor in his equation to make the universe stand still, called the cosmological constant. That's this fudge factor. And since he was Albert Einstein, smartest man in the world, everybody believed him. Well, Edwin Hubble proved him wrong in 1929 with his telescope you're going to see. He came here in 31, Albert Einstein did, to eat a little bit of crow. And he admitted that it was the greatest mistake of his entire had the opportunity to discover the expanding universe on paper. And he failed to believe it, and he put a fudge factor in his equation. So the moral of the story is, when you have math in school, don't put any fudge factor in. So come on up.
Good rule.